Survived my very first day of teaching middle schoolers all day long. And if you are new here, I've been teaching elementary school for the last 13 years. This was my first year of switching to middle school. I have 5 middle school 8th grade math classes, and then I'm also doing, we start our day off with advocacy, and then I also do a 7th grade AVID class. Originally I was going to do a tier 2, but they had a late resignation, and so they needed somebody to fill in for AVID. So since I have experience with AVID, I am doing AVID Excel for 7th graders. So it was definitely different. There's a lot of adjustments, not really good or bad, it's just different. So things that I've noticed of doing middle school is, as an elementary teacher, you're walking your class everywhere. You walk your class to lunch, to recess, whatever. Middle school, it's like, all right, they're out the door, off on their own, making their way to class. It's kind of nice in a way, but you also have to monitor tardies. So if we don't have a class for that period, we are doing something in the hallway to help make sure that students are getting to the class that they need to get to on time. So that's a little bit different. So just making sure I'm at where I'm supposed to be when I'm supposed to be there to help with tardies is new for me. In elementary school, obviously we don't do that. The kids just come first thing in the morning. If they're late, they just get a tardy slip. But they don't go to different classes and get tardies. So that's different. It's also just remembering every kid's name. In elementary school, I am able to get their names down within like the first couple days. And with middle school, I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna remember all of these names? I totaled my classes up and I think I have about 157 kids, if I counted correctly. So that's a lot of names to remember. So I'm gonna do my best. And then another thing that I noticed, bigger classes. So originally they thought that the 8th grade group was going to be a smaller group. Enrollment has gone up quite a bit this year. So whereas my classes would have been like 20, 22-ish, in elementary school, my biggest class that I had was like 24 kids. And for middle school, my biggest class is 32 kids. So yeah, a little bit different there. They are older kids. They're not quite as hyper. Littler, younger elementary age kids have a lot more energy and are a lot more energetic in the morning, I've noticed, whereas the 8th graders were just very tired, quiet. It was also the first day of school, so maybe a little bit shy. But it's different. It's just something to get used to. It's just a little bit different. I always hate the first days of school because you don't have your routine down and you have to teach your rules and expectations and teach everybody your routine. I like it when we have our routine down, we know what to do, we know what's expected, done. So for me, the first week or so of school is like stressful because I need that routine and I need that structure. So just some different things that I've noticed if you were thinking of switching from elementary to middle school. I hope this helps or just gives you some insight into things that I've noticed. I'll keep you updated.